Tuesday to you. My name is Andrea Orm. If you are new around here, welcome. And today is TMJ Tip Tuesdays. I do TMJ Tip Tuesdays every single Tuesday, just about. Miss once in a while, but that's life. Sometimes things happen. But I'm so glad to be talking with you this morning for TMJ Tip Tuesdays because this one is important. Not that the other ones aren't. But the reason this one is so important is it's a daily thing that I do that actually can impact the way that my jaw feels. Whether we have weather pressure issues, whether I overdid it the day before, whether I have a big full day of singing ahead, or what have you, right? So a little bit of backstory from me if you're new around here. I'm a music teacher. So you're probably like, wait a second, why are you talking about jaw issues and stuff like that? You're not a medical person. Well, no, I'm not a medical person. But I dealt with daily jaw pain for about 5 years. And it's been about 5 or 6 years since then. And I've been pain-free for the last 5 to 6 years. And it was quite the journey to get there, which I detail a lot of the things I learned in the TMJ Strong course. And so that's a huge resource for people who are dealing with this. But the journey itself was really challenging because, well, I won't get into all of the reasons why. One short reason is that dental wants to send you to medical wants to send you to dental. Nobody wants to take credit for, or not take credit for, but nobody wants to take responsibility for helping with this specific issue unless they're like a super specialist. And I didn't have access to that at the time. Could I have found access? Probably. But ultimately, I decided surgery wasn't the route I wanted to take. I didn't want to go that route. That's very invasive, very risky. This specific surgery is a very risky joint surgery. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see if there's alternative options. And that's what sent me on this journey for the next, after kind of figuring that out, for the next 4-ish years, figuring out things I could do to impact myself in a positive way. So here is one of those things. And I detail more clearly in the TMJ Strong course how I do this, what it looks like day to day. But the first thing I do every day is I stop and I think about how I want to approach the day. Now you're maybe like, Andrea, that's so simple. Like, why are you even sharing that as like a gold nugget tip? Here's why. Because when I was in chronic daily pain, that was a really hard time of day for me to actually live through. And here's why. I'd wake up. Sometimes I'd already be in pain. Sometimes I wouldn't, but didn't matter if I was or wasn't. I felt discouraged. Some might even say depressed sometimes. I felt really emotionally low because I thought, well, I feel great now, but ... in a little bit, I probably won't, right? Or, but look at all these things in front of me today. Like, that's hard, right? And so as soon as I'm even waking up, before I even get out of bed, I'm already setting myself up not to succeed, right? Not to have a physically healthy day, right? Just because of the way I'm thinking when I first wake up. So the first thing I do every day is I set my mind on how I want to approach the day. Set my mind on how I want to approach the day. All right. There's lots of different tools you can use to help you with this process. It doesn't have to take longer than a minute, but that is one of the biggest changes that I made during that time. Did it change the way I felt later in the day? Some might say no, but I have to say yes, because instead of worrying and being fearful about and like bracing myself for that time in the day when I would inevitably start hurting if I wasn't already, I was choosing to leave the options open. I was choosing to focus on faith and hope rather than fear, and worry. And a lot of those things produce tension or bring tension. If you didn't already know that. As a singer, I know that. So that's the first thing I do every day. If you have a routine like that and you have some specific tools that you like to use, share them in the comments. I'm sure they're going to help somebody, especially if you're in the new and freelance music teacher community, because this is where I put those videos every single week. So if you're like, oh, I liked this, and you're watching from that group, check out the guide section. These are all library cataloged, if you will, in the guide section. So there's a whole guide on TMJ Tip Tuesdays, and you can go check that out and get more gold there. And if you're not watching from that group, what are you waiting for? If this was helpful for you, if you're like, oh, that's more helpful than I thought, then go check out the group, and you can catch these videos there live or on replay every single week. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you again tomorrow morning. Bye for now.